It really was just like random images and objects.
Oh God, oh God. This one is terrible.
The more people got on it, the more I wanted to be on it too.
I went to the orthodontist and they told me I only had to wear my retainers at night. So I had to let all my Instagram followers know.
Every time I ate a candy, I would post about it on Instagram.
And I said, just went to the orthodontist, only have to wear my retainers at night now. Hashtag yes. With like one of the cringiest middle school photos of me.
I think there were more maybe avenues to connect with people you didn't know as well. Now it's just weird if you like DM someone you don't know well on social media. And that used to be so normal, you know?
I would describe it as like the entire world, and I guess my entire world, like figuring out what this app is and what is acceptable to be posted on it. But it definitely started to drop off once college came.
So I stopped basically posting during COVID. I think because the thing you were supposed to be doing was spending time at home. So it was okay if you didn't have something to post about. I think there also was a period of time right after like George Floyd and like the Black Lives Matter protests where it was almost like if you were continuing with your regular life, like there was an insensitivity and unawareness of the raw pain that people were feeling. But I haven't really like started posting the way I used to still.
People have been using it for some very cool content, like especially with these like carousels of like 10 photos. I don't know. I was tempted to say like people are trying to become like storytellers with their posts, and which might be like over like emphasizing like the use of it.
It's the weirdest thing. I feel like TikTok is actually like really funny, like really entertaining for people who use it, but I also think it's a way to sort of show creativity that almost might be a bit, oh wow, am I really like advocating for TikTok? Like a bit more of a positive use of social media. When I was in middle school and high school, I was really into like making movies and like making creative projects. And I feel like I would have much preferred TikTok because of that creative aspect. So maybe that's a slightly better thing for today's youth to have than just being like, I'm gonna post this picture that's kind of fake and trying to project this image.
There was like a shift, and I think it's by generation. My sister's like 5 years older than me, and sometimes we'll be home and just doing nothing, and we'll like be scrolling through our separate feeds, and it's like so different from the way that we use Instagram. And like I think to me there's like a positive relationship between like how much older you are and how authentic the general social media use is.
It hit at different times in like the span of like people a few years younger than us, our group, and a few years older than us.
For my sister and like people her age, it's like it was a lot later on when you had like an established like sense of self.
For us, we were in the second half of middle school, heading towards high school, where by college, it's not as much of a priority, not something that we really feel the need to do as much.
I don't know, the way that it's been moving so quickly, like 2 years can make a lot of a difference, 3 years can make a difference. And so like, I think we understand this stuff a little bit better. I think like we have a chance to like actually, and this is gonna sound like super like, God, the youth will control it. But like, I think like in like 10 years or 15 years, like I think there's a chance that we're just like, social media is not the way to go.
Oh, I've thought about this question a lot. Like, what do you do when like you're a parent? You know what I mean? Like, what happens if Instas? Do they just like disappear? Like, I don't know.
The thing is, like, no one
who grew up with Instagram is old yet. So it's like
Exactly. So we're like the starter generation. Like
Yeah.
we're the experiment.
Just hearing the phrases of like social media is just going to be a mirror of like your physical life, or like you're going to have to like do everything digitally, and like crazy to think about.
I think in a way we should be going like a little easy on ourselves. Like we're still figuring this out as a society, as a world. And I think that some of the changes we're going through are completely normal.
There's so much pressure to be the perfect version of yourself. And so knowing that those like social dynamics of perfectionism exist, I think it would be unfair to expect someone to be authentic. I think it takes a weird security. And like, who am I to say like you at any given point in your life are like is required to have that sense of self and security.
I would hope that like 20 years from now, 30 years from now, if social media is still here, people use it much more responsibly and authentically, positively. I don't know.